Xbox Record This is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Hosted by three BFFs, DaddyDWALLY, Chipotle Bear, and Bubble Boy and Seven. This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Oh, hello. DaddyDWALLY here, and welcome to Xbox Record This, episode 59. My name is Daniel Triple Threat Wolenzik, and joining me, as always, is the assistant to the co-host, Chipotle Bear, hashtag Padre Martinez. Jose, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. I was very intrigued at everything that transpired at the Xbox Bethesda showcase. I'm sure we'll get to talk about that. But I've also gotten to play a couple new games this week, which is exciting, and some great
too.
TV, like summer, just trying to live my summer life to the fullest till I have to go back to work in like 3 weeks. So I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Very nice. And making their appearance again this week after the predictions, we got to talk about who was right, who was wrong, and who was way off. Joining us is Justin, the Professor Bogus. Bogus, how are you, my friend? Oh, wait, I do have to say, I did see him playing Elden Ring this week again. I pulled him away from Elden Ring again. I don't know what else there is to do. Bogus, how are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on the show. 2 weeks in a row, I feel very special. I actually, when you texted me, I was playing Elden Ring. Actually, I had been playing Elden Ring, but I had switched back over to NBA 2K. So I actually have played a few different games. So we'll get into that, and got to watch the showcase. Excited to be here. Watched the Colorado Avalanche take care of business last night. I stayed up late for that game. That was a late game for me, but man, glad I stayed up. And so I'm officially just started summer today because yesterday was graduation. So do things late out here in North Carolina.
Yeah, no,
so
actually,
super excited.
Congrats,
I actually
buddy.
heard, I was listening to Colin over on Sacred Symbols or Dagan, his brother, and they were talking about how it was their last day for their kids. I'm like, man, they go late over there. So I'm guessing you don't start until September or something, Jbiz? What's going on? Tell me that real quick.
No, school just lasts longer out here. We have I think teacher contract is like 215 days, which
Oh, wow.
I feel like that's quite a
Wow.
bit longer. In
So
in Colorado, it was like 187 or 192, something like
185.
that. So we
187.
just go longer out here. We like school more out here, I guess, than you guys.
All right.
You can have it, bud.
And joining us again this week is Jason Warthog Jarrett. How are you? Nice shirt.
Thank you, fellas.
For you
It's
audio listeners, hold on.
Oh.
There, Warthog. He's wearing a Top Gun, or like an old school Top Gun, first Top Gun T-shirt. Thank you, Warthog.
Yes, sir. I picked that up this weekend. I just finished my last home improvement project for the summer. So
Yeah.
hopefully I can play some games. No more honeydews. Hopefully the wife has stopped, and I can just get some time to play some games, playing a lot of golf, enjoying the festivities that were last weekend. So let's get into this.
Yeah,
What was
let's
the
do it.
project?
It was
Hang on,
paver.
I
real
had
quick.
to.
Paver walkway. We'll talk about it later. Guys, we need to jump into the show because for our audio listeners, I am dressed in my Maverick outfit and my leather jacket. Well, my pleather jacket and the white T-shirt and shades right now because I'm going to see Top Gun for the 4th time here in a couple of hours. So we got to record this and wrap it up. So
We gotta hit Mach 10.
We got to move on. I'm sweating. I'm actually really sweating really bad here. So I'm going to take this off in a second. Guys, let's do some shout outs. And I got to say, we've got an awesome shout out. Huge XRT shout out to Sarah Zeppelin for following us on Instagram. She also liked one of our pictures. Of course, I'm going to check out the profile. I'm like, I don't know who this is. This might be a real fan here. And Sarah is a diehard Xbox
We have
fan.
nothing but real fans, sir.
Well, that's very true. But for real, she had pictures at the Xbox, what was it? The Fan Fest.
Fan Fest?
That just happened before the showcase. So huge shout out. Sarah, congratulations on going to the show. We'll have to talk about that sometime. Please write into the show and tell us all about it. So shout out to Sarah Zeppelin. And also huge XRT shout out to Miss Sarah Marie, aka my sister, for following us on YouTube. I believe she followed us after the gun debate. So shout out to Sarah. Thank you, sister. Well, we need all the follows and subs we can get. So please, if you could spread the word. Anybody else have any shout outs this week? That is a big negative. Pregnant pause. Moving on, guys. So I want to start out with a warm up here, and just bear with me here. So I was listening to the HB podcast. Shout out to Handsome Phantom, those guys over there, and also Dustin Furman of Last Stand Media brought this whole debacle up. And I'll tell you more about it in a second here. But I have a quick question for you guys, and just don't even think about it, and just answer naturally. If you were going to go bathe, how would you say it?
Naked.
Like, where do you go, and how do you say you're going to go to this place?
I gotta go take a shower.
Okay, Jose
Yeah, I got to go take a shower.
and Bacon.
Yeah, I gotta go take a shower.
Okay. I too would also say I'm going to take a shower. I'm taking a shower. This whole thing started on Twitter when Dustin said, I got to go get a shower to his friends. And I was just like, what? Go get a shower? And then it sparked a debate between the Handsome Phantom boys over there. So much so that shout out to Mr. Ben Smith, the mayor over there. He put out a Twitter poll asking the following questions, you guys. And I want you to guess the results. And I found this shocking. So the options were, I'm going to get a shower. I'm going to have a shower, which his wife suggested because she's partially from
Is that
some
British?
other country.
I'm going
I
to
don't know.
have a
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah. She was foreign from another country or something. So that's what she's like, yeah, we've heard that too. And then the last option was, I'm going to take a shower. So does anyone want to guess the percentages for those three options? Who wants, let's hear your get. I want to get a shower. I'm going to get a shower. I'm getting a shower. What percentage of votes do you think that was?
2%.
Okay.
7%.
7.
Let's go 15.
15. Okay. Keep in mind, this was 700 votes on this. So this is substantial data. And then what about, I'm going to have a shower. What percentage?
10%?
12%.
I'm gonna go 5%.
Okay. That was Bacon's smallest percentage wise so far. And then the last one, I'm going to take a shower. Taking a shower.
90%.
88%.
Okay. I don't think Bogus's math added up there. Or maybe it did. I wasn't sure. But Bogus, you were very close. So thank God. Here are the results. I'm going to get a shower, or I'm getting a shower. 4%. I'm having a shower. I'm going to have a shower. Bacon was right on, 5%. And a majority of the results, 91%, thank goodness, said I'm going to take a shower or I'm taking a shower. Guys, is this just crazy? Have you heard it any other way? Do those other ways? I mean, they kind of make sense, right? But I'm going to take a shower. It's the noun, right? Or I'm right?
I mean, I guess semantically, take is a weird thing to say. I'm going to take a shower. Where are you taking it from? Where are you taking it to?
Getting a shower.
But it's just the colloquial way that we say we're going to bathe. I'm going to go take a shower.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Bacon.
They do say a lot of weird stuff on the East Coast. So I'm assuming that's coming from the East Coast.
It is. They are in Pennsylvania. Yeah. And then one of the guys on their crew is also a Canadian. So they're very bizarre over there. And I agree. But I asked Allie the same question. She's also from Western Pennsylvania. And she said, I'm going to take a shower. And are you an idiot, Daniel? Because there's no other way to say it. So thank goodness my wife was on the right side of that one, or who knows what would have happened. Guys, that was the warm up. I hope you appreciated that. Let's jump right into our predictions. Sadly, Jose, I want to let you take it over because I'm assuming you've got the results here.
I have the results,
I'm not so
they
sure
are not
I want
pretty. Let me tell you.
Hear them. So take it away, Jose. Go one by one, our predictions, and let's go from worst to first. And,
all right. So in last place is Bacon. Sorry, Bacon. But last place with 0 points. He was close on one, but he had to go and take it to the next level, and that's what cost him. His were Kojima Xbox exclusive revealed, new Banjo-Kazooie, Forza Motorsport in October, Killer Instinct sequel by NetherRealm, StarCraft 2 on console, and his honorable mention was 50 million active subs on Game Pass. He was so close with Forza Motorsport, but he said October, and they said it's spring 23. And then they did say the Kojima exclusive is coming, but they did not reveal it.
Didn't say anything else.
Big ol' goose egg.
That's Xbacon. I hope you learn for next year. You just had two.
It feels like there's a lot of semantics here, gentlemen. I got a lot of that correct.
That's amateur. You got to learn.
Exactly. You got to learn.
Even
that
Dan
you
was
put
like, I'm
too
going to
many
pull back on some
details,
of them.
Too many details.
Did I not say Forza was the first game to be released, and it will be the first game to be released? But no,
you also
I
said
get
October.
it.
Next
All
one,
right,
Jose.
tied for really third place, I guess, is both Dan and Jbiz with 1 point apiece. Jbiz said he got his point for the Forza Horizon 5 DLC, which was in fact the Hot Wheels one that Dan predicted, but that's the one Jbiz got. He also said something with Fable. We didn't see Fable. Mass Effect 4 gameplay. God, I would have loved that, but they didn't do that. New Xbox hardware. That didn't happen. Hellblade 2 released July 2023, and Gears 6 teaser. Now, this is an interesting point, and we have to ask the question together as a team. They didn't talk about Hellblade 2, but Bizzle's prediction was that the game would be released by July. So what if we hear about that in October? Does that mean he gets that point retroactively?
I don't think so, because they would have had it here, because they didn't say, they said, I want to talk more about the 12 months thing in a second. So I don't know, because I was also hoping I was contemplating that as well, Jose, because I was thinking, well, what if they announced Final Fantasy today? And of course they didn't. We'll get into that later. But
yeah,
I don't.
And then
I guess
I'd
if
say
something
no.
happens, no. Let's say this: if something. No, we can't. Go ahead.
I agree that it's a no.
Winner,
I feel bad, but I feel like in the future we need to delineate a couple of things. We need to be able to say it has to be at this event, right? It's not just something that happens after. And to be fair, and this is going to hurt me too, there are some things we probably need to take off the table in the future because they're obvious, right? Like that's how I won, honestly. So we're going back to our things. DWALLY tied for third place with the 1 point he got was Fallout had an appearance. Now, granted, it was Fallout 76, Return to the Pit. It wasn't Fallout 5. That came a couple days later. But
and also
other things
I have 2 points. I'm in second place, Jose.
No.
I said a new IP.
But you said to close the show. You said a new IP to close the show. I wrote it down, and the new IP did not close the show. It was Starfield that closed the show. So sorry, bud. You did not get that point.
I should get a half point. We did do that last year.
You can't do that in post.
We did last year. We gave half points if it was partially correct. So Bacon should get a half point.
Well, you didn't win. It doesn't matter. His other ones, Final Fantasy VII Remake on Game Pass, Machine Games, Indiana Jones, or Wolfenstein 3, a new game from Compulsion, the new IP to close the show, and Avowed gameplay, which is honorable mention. And my winner with 2 points, so it's not like I did great, was I got the Starfield gameplay and Redfall gameplay were my 2 points. My other ones were Gears of War Collection revealed. They didn't do that. New id Software game, but not Doom. They didn't do that. They did do Activision Blizzard games, but they didn't do Spyro Crash or a third game. Like I had said, they really just did Overwatch, basically. So at the end of the day, we're just very bad at predicting. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, I do want to add this, though. I think our predictions would have been better if they had said ahead of the show, this is for the next 12 months. And let's segue into the games showcase right now with that topic. At first, I wasn't too high on this conference. But then after reflecting and thinking about it, I loved it. Do I think it was their best? No, I think last year was their best. But do I think as far as showing games and what was playable in the next 12 months was incredibly smart? Yes. And I hope they continue this. Everyone was complaining afterwards, like, where's this? Where was this game? Where's Avowed? Where? Guys, wait. It will come. And when they show it, that means it's coming sooner than later. I will always remember when Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced in like 2015. That game didn't come out for 5 years. I don't want to wait 5 years for games. Reflecting back, yes, these weren't like super crazy bangers. I would have loved to have seen Indiana Jones. I would have loved to have seen what Avowed was. But in the end, I'm so glad we know what is coming in the next year. And there's a lot of great games. So very quickly, everybody, give me your quick reaction to the show and what you would give it out of 5. I give this show a 4 out of 5. It was a slanger, not quite a banger 5 out of 5 like last year, but solid. So Bogus, tell me, how would you rank the conference overall and quick thoughts on it?
I think if you compare it relatively, right, to you think about what we just had, state of play, even when IGN, or I'm sorry, um, some of the
Summer
other
Games
things that came
Fest.
out. Yeah, thank you, Summer Games Fest. I thought it held up very well against those, and I think just overall there was probably a little bit underwhelming. But that's because last year there was just so much news that came out. I do agree that it would have been nice to know ahead of time that they were going to focus on 12 months. I think that would have tampered expectations, and overall people would have walked out of there a little more excited. Um, because you're right. As you're watching it, you're like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. And there were 3 or 4 big ones. I can't tell you how, and we'll talk about it, but I'm stoked about a few of them on there. And so just because of that, and knowing that these games are going to come in the next year is very exciting. So I'd say 4 out of 5 is a very fair rating, and I'd probably be right around there, 3.75, 4.25 if we're gonna get into nitty gritty. But I think that it was good overall, not great,
Got
but
it.
good and exciting, and I'm excited to see what comes.
Chipotle Bear.
I was really pumped, man. For my rating, if we're sticking to integers, I'd give it a 4 for sure. I mean, if we can go into decimals, I would go a little higher, like a 4.25, for 2 reasons. One thing I really didn't want to see at the actual showcase, knowing that it was already 90 minutes, because I heard that before it started. I was like, okay, it's going to be 90 minutes. I didn't want to see a lot of like the developer like talking, and it's not because I don't want that. I do want that. I just didn't want that during the showcase. And they really didn't do a whole lot. They did it a few times, right? They did it a few times. That's why I didn't give it a higher rating. But overall, they were pretty good about like bam and then this and bam and then this, and it just for 90 minutes they did this. And the part that I think it was weirdly both annoying and exhilarating for me was that every time they were like day one Game Pass, like that's how they introduced every freaking like trailer and gameplay was like day one Game Pass, day one Game Pass. And they were definitely trying to hit that home, especially in the wake of Play Pass coming out for PlayStation. But honestly, that was so exciting to me. I mean, like literally, it didn't even matter if I didn't like the game, because I was like, well, I don't have to pay for that. I can play it if I want to and try it out. And for the ones that I did like, and there were quite a few that I probably wouldn't have like known by name, but as soon as I saw the trailers, I was like, okay, that looks interesting. I would try that. I was thrilled, right? Like I think they did a really great job. I know there's some critiques. We're going to talk a little bit more about Starfield and Redfall. I'm going to save some stuff for then. But overall, I thought it was great, man. Again, for 90 minutes, I was pretty thrilled. Like I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's next? Oh, what's next? Like, so that's why I think a 4 or a 4.25 if we're getting deep into it.
I agree. I think the pacing for the most part was good. Some of it maybe this like when I got the flight simulator, Sea of Thieves, Fallout, whatever, whatever. But I did want to point out, Jose, they've been learning about. Remember in the beginning they'd be like Xbox exclusive, first day one console launch exclusive, but now it was just big giant letters and nobody was saying anything. So I feel like they're taking in some good feedback and learning. Like just show it. You don't need to say it. Everyone kind of makes fun of that. So Bacon, what are your thoughts overall of the quick thoughts on the conference and what was your ranking?
I'm going to actually go with a 4.5 on this one. And here's why. I know everything I am playing for the next year in Game Pass. What was it? 32 of the 36 or something like it's a
something
big
like
number.
that.
I know what I'm playing. Microsoft is always in a case of they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. We show big reveals with no gameplay and they catch heat that there's no gameplay. So they focus on gameplay and then they catch heat that all they did was focus on
They did a
gameplay
great job
and
with
didn't
gameplay.
focus
Nailed
on
it.
right. So I think what they could have done to really set this off was even a splash screen of something in the distance, something to build the hype, something to show, but they literally focused solely on the next year in Game Pass. And there's a lot of games in here to play that none of us are going to have to come out of pocket for, with the exception of the Forza Horizon DLC. So I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of games in there I'm interested in. Would it had sweet to see an Indiana Jones something or a Wolfenstein something? Sure, but maybe that's being saved for XO or the Game Awards or something bigger with a bigger, grander stage. So I like what they did here, and I think our predictions would have been much better off. But looking at some of these games, could any of us really have called a lot of these? So I'm not sure our predictions would have been much better. But overall, I really did enjoy it.
Yeah. And I sorry, I was plugging in my phone there, Bacon. I completely agree with you. It's like no matter what Xbox does, they're always screwed.
When
They
you think about it,
eliminated the CGI. Mostly, there's a few, a sprinkle of them. Fantastic all gameplay. Oh, what's weird? Why wasn't there anything bigger or further out in the year? It's like I hate I can't stand it. I want to stay positive. I've been so tired of the Twitter streets, and Bacon. I've been telling you to stay off of them. I want to stay
it's
positive here,
rough.
boys. From now on this show, I really want to focus on what we're excited about, and I'm not going to take away from other things. And if we do say something negative, we need to follow up with the positive because I'm tired of it, Jose. I got to be
When you
more
think
like
about
you.
it, on the Twitter streets after the Starfield delay, and everyone's like, I'm canceling Game Pass. I don't have $180 value here. I'm canceling all the FOMO and the overreaction. So what did Microsoft do? They showed you $2,000 worth of games that's included in your Game Pass subscription. So if you're thinking of canceling, well, that's pretty stupid. So it's like, again, it just comes down to the damned you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, it just seems like they can't win. But yeah, I overall, guys, I think it was a solid show. And the more I think about it afterwards, the more I appreciated it, especially the 12-month thing. I hope they stick to that. Like you said, Bacon, maybe in the future, if they show something far away, maybe it's like one thing. But I really am happy that they're sticking to the next 12 months. And I hope that this is the plan moving forward. And it should be because once they get Activision Blizzard, they're going to have too much. And who knows if you can show it all in the game showcase. So they're going to have to spread out these things out. And hopefully we're going to see it in the next 12 months. I really appreciate it. So guys, let's jump into the games. We're going to talk about them one by one, try to be quick. The first one, the show opened with Redfall. And guys, I'm not going to lie, I was not big on Redfall after the CGI last year. After seeing this, I cannot wait to play Redfall. I appreciated the aesthetic of it. So the characters, still got to see how that plays out. But as far as it feeling like an arcane game, cannot wait. You can play this completely solo, which is awesome, or we can jump in and play some co-op. Bogus, I'll start with you real quick. What did you think of Redfall? Are you more interested in playing this, or are you going to pass?
No, I'll definitely probably try out. I don't play much online because we've talked about it. I live on the East Coast and I'm just never on when you guys are. I think I'd be super excited to play this co-op if I can find somebody to play it with. But even I just always get excited that there's options. I think options are always a good thing. I know some games are more, you could play them solo, but they're definitely made to be co-op. I'm guessing that this is going to fall more in that lines with my mind just went blank. But what's the game that came out last October? Very similar.
Back for Blood.
Yes, thank you. Back for Blood. I mean,
Well,
you can play that game solo, and I played it, but I definitely think that game is made to play co-op and with friends, and I think that this game's going to be similar to that. But I am excited. I think I think the gameplay looked great,
Nice.
and yeah.
Jose, I do want to quickly say this, Bogus. They did say in an interview afterwards, like this is a strictly like arcane experience, so it should be completely tailored to a first person. So Jose, quickly, how did you feel? I saw you light up, so I think you're way
I was
higher
I
on
was pumped
Redfall.
last year when they announced this, and on the show, Dan was like, I don't know, I looked kind of vampires, like, and I was like, dude, but Arcane, they hit. Their games are sweet, and to be fair, maybe it was because this and Starfield were like the headliners of the show very clearly, and maybe that makes it stand out more. But honestly, I was pumped. Like, I loved the first person with the vampires in the attic. I loved like the kind of crazy special moves that everybody had. I think the hard part will be kind of like, and I experienced it when we played Outriders with Chance, was like I didn't know what class to pick because it's not like you're going to commonly know and someone have to do research, but that's not bad. I did the same thing with Elden Ring and it worked out great. Right. And so I'm super pumped on this. I can't believe that it's coming to like free to Game Pass is going to be sweet. So I'm very excited to jump in and play with stuff, and I'll have to make some time to play with JBiz for sure. Even out on the East Coast, it'll be sweet.
We'll figure it out. And Bacon, you haven't really played many arcane games, have you? Have you played Dishonored or Prey? Are you going to play Redfall?
I have played Dishonored 2, probably halfway through it. Based on, it does look very arcane. It looks incredible. I was a little, whatsy when last year's reveal, but this one really did hype me up. And individual characters, each having their own special traits, their own special weapons, their own special play styles. So it would probably give each and every one of us at least 4 chances to play through the game if we main one, main the second, main the third. It's a classic Xbox style game. It's designed to be in a party. It's designed to be friends. It's designed to be social. The zombie thing has been so overdone over the past decade or so. Seeing vampires is a complete different take on it, and it's gonna be fun. It looks like the world where you shift into the the other realm or the other universe or whatever. Wow, that's pretty dope. So I believe it's going to be a blast, and just coming to Game Pass. So hey, let's just play it, boys.
Yeah. And let's move into the next one, Hollow Knight. So here's the thing. I got to play Hollow Knight. I haven't played it, JBizz. I know I need to play it. I will play it. I promise. It's on my list. I'm going to play this because it looks incredible, but I want to play the first one. Jose, have you played it?
I have,
you-
and it was
you
great,
beat
man.
it?
Cordy Morgs is a big fan too. If you need help, he's a good resource too.
Did you beat it, Jose?
I did not beat it because I'll be honest with you, Dan. It is not easy. Like
No, I
it's in
know.
the
I've
realm of
heard
like
that,
Super
yeah.
Meat Boy, where it's like deceptively simple, but like some of the timing on it is pretty rad. And the one thing that I think slowed me down, if I'm being honest, just real quick, was that you don't get the map until like you're into the journey. And so for the
Ooh,
first part, you're
yeah.
really just kind of exploring blindly in this 2D world that made it a little bit challenging, but it's a cool game. I got excited when I saw the Silk Song thing because it was a cool game. I'm glad they got a sequel for it for sure.
Yeah. No date still, but Bacon, any interest in this as well, or did you play the first one?
I do come on and off of this one. It fits my game style, my play style. I'm not sure why I haven't finished the first one yet, but yes, it's a platformer. It's side scrolling. It's 2D. It's speed. It's timing. It's jumping. Classic gaming at its finest. And this thing was such a internet darling. This thing's been teased so much, and at the PC Game Conference and all of that, just people are losing their mind when Silksong coming out. And what do you know? Papa Phil delivered, and we get it in Game Pass.
And then let's close with Bogus, because I know you're very high in Hollow Knight. So how pumped were you when you saw this, Bogus?
Yeah, very excited. Looking back on it, it definitely should have at least been an honorable mention prediction for me, just because I have followed this, and Silksong's been teased out for a very long time. There's quite a huge cult following in Hollow Knight, and I would say Hollow Knight's almost mainstream at this point. So many people have played it, and so many people love it. It is long, Dan. It's 40 plus hours if you're going to play it at least, and if you're going to go for 1,000 out of 1,000, it's probably longer than that. I do not suggest that being a game you go in there thinking you're going to play Achievos. Just go in and follow your New Year's resolution and enjoy it and play it, because it is enjoyable. It's difficult, but man, really, really fun. So I am very excited. It's probably, I can only think, I mean, obviously if you take Starfield out of the equation, because Starfield, everybody, that's their number one game. But if you take that out, this is easily in my top 2 or 3.
Very nice. Well, this next one I am very high on, and this guy, I loved everything about this trailer. High on Life, and I should have remembered the guy who wrote on. I saw a comment on Twitter saying it looks like Sunset Overdrive and Doom had a baby, and I am all for this, you guys. I loved the comedy in Sunset Overdrive. I love the comedy in this trailer. I know nothing about Rick and Morty. Of course, I've heard of it, and I know it's this very popular cartoon. I am pumped. So, does anyone want to add something quickly on High in Life? Bogus, will you play this, or is this a meh for you?
I don't think I'm as excited about this one. I mean,
Okay.
there was a lot of feedback, but I definitely, if it gets high ratings, I mean, I will play it. But it's not going to be one of the first games I jump on or am excited about.
And Bacon, what about you?
Oh yes, we will be playing this, having your guns talk to you and joking,
Yeah.
and then watching the extra extended piece on the extended show. Showed a little more of the traversal, a little more of the interaction, and it looks like it's going to be an absolute blast. I love the art style. It's going to be hilarious. I just dual wielding and stabby the knife. I mean, come on, this stuff's going to write itself.
Yeah, so if you can do a good game, like a good comedic game, that is really special. Just like South Park, like those games are genuinely funny and they're fun to play. So I hope this is like that. So is Sunset Overdrive. Jose, closing thoughts on High on Life.
I just want to say, I mean, I'll probably check it out. It's not high on my list, but I'll definitely check it out. But dude, you got to watch Rick and Morty. Like I really like Rick and Morty. It's
Wait.
very,
I
very,
need to
very
watch it, but
funny.
you're not high on life here, Jose. What the heck? You're
I think
contradicting
here's the thing.
yourself.
Here's the truth. It's not that I did like it. I think it looked hilarious. It's just there's so much. And dude, what I'm realizing is just like I thought I was going to bang through a couple of the games I'm playing now, and it's just taking too much time that I have to be choosy about the games I'm going to hit, especially during the school year. That is just, I mean, like maybe I'll play it during a break, especially like Baga said, if it gets crazy rave reviews. But it's one thing to like watch Rick and Morty, which again I thoroughly recommend. It's super funny, but it's like a 30-minute show, dude, and you can stop where you go. When you if this is like a 60-hour game, I just don't know if I can realistically make that happen. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, well, I'll let that slide, Jose. Next story, Riot Games and Xbox Game Pass. So, League of Legends, Wild Rift, Legends of Runeterra, Teamfight Tactics, and Valorant. This big partnership. If you're on PC, you get all of these characters. I have nothing to say. JBiz has nothing to say. Jose has nothing to say. Bacon, very quickly, this is a big win for you PC nerds. Can we move on? I know this is a bigger deal than I'm making it out to be,
It
but
is
we're not
a
PC nerds.
absolutely gargantuan deal. Those number of players possibly coming over to Game Pass. League of Legends is one of the
I hear it's like
most played games.
$700 worth of
It is
characters potentially.
it is an absurd amount of players that this could bring over. It's in the same vein as the Blizzard acquisition. Xbox is trying to get their foot in the door more with PC. This is the way to do it. Valorant is a huge hero shooter type deal. This is big. League of Legends and Valorant is huge, and unlocking all those characters and giving you all that is a very, very big deal. So
Okay, thank you, Bacon. Padre is raising his hand on this one. Let's use that function, you guys, from now on for these next games. If you really want to say something, if you don't, I'm not going to call on you. Padre, what do you? I'm shocked. What do you need to say about this?
So I just want to bring up, I don't play League of Legends. I've always wanted to, like it's on my to-do list one day, but what I think is really cool about this, and it's exactly what Bacon just said, this is what our kids play for esports.
Yep.
Like esports kids play this, and the esports are growing. Like it is super rad that that's coming to Game Pass, because again, it's just going to get more people on our side. And yeah, I don't play Valorant. I don't play the other ones, but it's again, I don't play a lot of the games on Game Pass, but I'm still thrilled that they're there and what it means for the system. That's all I want to say. So I thought it was cool.
No, I know it's a big deal. Congratulations to you, PC nerds. A Plague Tale Requiem is the next game. Does anyone want to say anything? This is another one on the backlog I need to play. Looked very nice. Rats, not really. All right, moving on. A Plague Tale Requiem. Okay, this is Forza Motorsport and Horizon DLC. I saw a lot of people hating on Forza Motorsport or not being as high on it. It looks incredible. Loved it. I loved the whole scene where they showed the dynamic weather and then the Ferris wheel going on, the little festival going on. They're like, let's take a little bit from Forza Horizon on this one. Looks stunning. I will be playing this day one. Cannot wait. I was a huge Forza. Actually, I was a bigger Forza Motorsport fan before I transitioned to Forza Horizon. We don't need to talk about Forza Horizon and the Hot Wheels DLC. We're all playing it. Let's be real. It looks incredible. I already bought the season pass when I bought that early access a while ago, so I'm set, ready to go. Bacon, what would you like to say about Forza Motorsport?
the visuals
Let me
in
guess.
that game.
The ray tracing, yeah.
Well, the ray tracing was phenomenal. The visuals in that game look absolutely next freaking level. And that also gives us hope, knowing that Fable is going to be running on that engine. What they're able to do in that Forza Tech engine. Oh, come on, just get it right, because Fable could absolutely set the standard going forward with those visuals we're seeing on that thing.
Yeah, and I totally trusted Playground Games. They're like Insomniac to me on our side, so Playground doesn't miss. Can't wait. Overwatch 2 was the next game shown, and I'll have to admit, guys, I played Overwatch the first one, didn't do anything for me. I could not get into it. I didn't like how the different class, like everybody had different weapons and different techniques, and I get that's maybe the appeal for some people, but I wanted it to be more like Halo versus whatever it was. Even like comparing it to Apex Legends, yes, people have different abilities in that game, but everyone picks up the same guns. I'm pretty sure in Overwatch, people could have completely different weapons at all times. So it was a little weird. So Padre, what were your thoughts on this? I don't really have anything else to say. Cool that it's coming out soon for the Overwatch PC nerds. So Padre, go ahead first, and then Bacon.
I was going to say, kind of in contrast to what you said, I've never played Overwatch, but I've always been intrigued, and I never picked it up for PC to play, but I definitely will try it. One thing that appealed to me is that it has a story. Like, I just like that element of a game like that there's a story that goes with it. And a lot like League of Legends, I get the appeal of why each character having its own like traits and own weapons. Like, that's why people choose like what their main is. That's where the word comes from. Like, who's your main is from League of Legends. So I'm excited to try it out. And because I know that we're not big PC nerds, Dan, like you and I are not, Jbiz is not, I know Bacon is, but like, this is a huge deal in that world. And the fact that it's coming day one to Xbox on Game Pass is like, it's just chalking up. I think it wasn't it? Am I wrong?
It is on Game Pass, but it's free to play.
Yeah, but it's free to play.
We'll talk about that when it's my turn.
Sorry, I'll finish up real quick, Bacon. Just, I think it's cool, man. It's another chalk in the win column for us, because again, the fact that we're just supporting all of this on our platform natively, so that, imagine a year from now, if Bogus was right about this hardware that comes out, this new hardware for $400, right? And you're a brand new gamer, that all of this is available to you. Like, that's insane, dude. That's absolutely incredible. Sorry, Bacon, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Bacon.
Yeah, I did play a metric crap ton of Overwatch on PC. It's a great game. The draw to Overwatch is every player is different. Every player has different abilities, and so you try to construct a team based on, you have one tank, one assault guy, you have a healer, and you have a ranged sniper. So you kind of get points for doing things like healing people. So you're kind of feeling like you're still doing something if you're not up front. I was always up front getting murdered because that's who I am. My big concern with this game is the free to play aspect. After seeing what Blizzard has done with Diablo Immortal, a game I spoke about the last couple podcasts, it is an absolute travesty, dumpster fire what they did in the end game with the monetization of that game. So that there is my big concern, that everything's going to be locked behind huge paywalls that could turn a lot of people off. But I'm sure you'll be able to play it. But to get this skin or that skin, we know there'll be a battle pass involved, and maybe they'll just stick with the battle pass. But Overwatch 2, it's a good game. It runs smooth. It's fast. Just learning 20 something different characters can be a hair overwhelming.
Yeah, I remember that was the other thing too. It did overwhelm me. So let's move on. And this is where the part of the show where I was like, we kind of know about this stuff. This was the updates to games section. Microsoft Flight Simulator 40-year anniversary. Very cool. We have the Pelican that you can fly. I actually have to shout out. I should have remembered his name. I watched on YouTube. He does a lot of flight simulator streams, and he did the Top Gun Maverick challenges. So cool, you guys, worth your time to watch. I wish I was this good, have my my little flight stick and all the gear and everything like that, but I don't have the time. Let's be real. There's just, all this comes down to time. Otherwise I'd play that more. Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76 DLC. I'm one of the people who enjoyed Fallout 76. I've always thought about going back to it, but I just don't have time. There's too many games. Otherwise, I would go back. I feel like Fallout 76, it came out in a rough state, but it has definitely improved. Ark 2, another CGI trailer with Vin Diesel. I have no idea. Nobody knows what this game is, what's going to happen. I didn't play the first Ark. Anybody have anything to say? No, this is where everyone was falling asleep. And
I did not know that Vin Diesel was an Audi on the belly button. I learned that during this part.
Okay, moving on. Scorn. Speaking of Audi belly buttons, Scorn. Every time I see this bizarre game, it's disgusting and the aesthetic is crazy, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna play this spooky, weird looking game and be grossed out, and I can't wait to see how they gross me out. So Jose, you're our resident spooky guy. Are you going to play this? Anybody?
I will absolutely play it. But I agree with you. Even like the more I see of it, I'm just like, this is bizarre, dude. Like, and it's like Geiger. Like, Geiger is the same artist who is like the source material for like Aliens, like the Alien movies, the Xenomorphs.
Yeah.
But this is like that the Geiger that was like very sexual and grotesque and stuff like that. So I mean, if it wasn't on Game Pass, I don't know if I'd pick it up, but since it's going to be on there, I will definitely get a shout. I mean, maybe it's a perfect game for Halloween. It'll come
It
out about
is
that time.
October 21st.
So we'll see, man. But yeah, it looks like something.
Okay, and then the next one. And I believe this is the one. This is one where I was like, what is this? Because this looked super cool. Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Bogus, I need to hear a reaction to you on this one. This is a third-person action adventure. I got a mix of Souls combat with some Recore powers, and this screamed Souls combat to me. And I specifically remember these guys, I'm pretty sure the ones who made Ashen, which was another game that came out on Game Pass a long time ago, which I believe was also Souls-like. Bogus, do you know what game I'm talking about? Did you see this? Do you remember it? This is the one with that, it was the female protagonist, yeah. Do you remember it, Bogus?
Yeah, no, I'm very, very excited. I only got to watch bits and pieces when it was live. This is one of the ones where I was walking across the room, saw this, and took note of the timestamp, and so I could come back and watch it later. So I came back and watched this trailer when I was coming back through it, and very excited. This one and probably two others would be the three that I was most excited about, but this was one of them. I'm very excited. It definitely has a Souls feel to it based off of what the gameplay showed. And you guys know I'm a simp for Souls-like games, so very, very excited. And I will definitely be playing this one the day it comes out.
Nice. Anybody else have any thoughts on Flintlock? Nope. Okay. Bogus, I'm right there with you. I thought this game looked really super cool. Coming to Game Pass. Cannot wait. Next one, I'm guessing, is a skip for us. Minecraft Legends. Is this like an RTS game?
My 5-year-old was like,
Well,
"Ooh, Minecraft!
yeah,
Ooh,
exactly.
Minecraft!" He was excited.
Jose, any of your kids? They didn't get into Minecraft, have they, Jose? No.
They're not there yet. Maybe, I don't know if they will be, but one time I tried it with Victoria. Like, it was like a date night. She's like, let's try Minecraft. All my kids played. I was like, I've never played it. All right. And I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either.
I respect it, man. To each their own. And
Yeah.
and if that's your world, cool, man. I hope that you love it, but it just doesn't do it for me.
That's what she said.
The only thing I did on Minecraft is built when my daughter first got into it. She's 10 now, but when she was about 7, she got into it and she was excited about it. So we went into creative mode and I got on YouTube and found one of these mansions you can build, and I built her this mansion. It took me probably
cool.
4 hours. It was awesome though, but it was fun, So now that's her house, and she's built an entire world on top of it. But it's cool.
That's a cool.
Dad of the year right there. I love it.
Bacon, did you have something to say real quick?
Yeah, it's Minecraft IP is the biggest game on the face of the earth. I don't play base standard Minecraft, but I did play through Minecraft Dungeons and really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And this is an RTS, so it's probably going to have, lots of similarities to that. So it's probably going to be fairly big. It's Minecraft. They put them on Smash Brothers. It's
it's going to be big because I saw
huge.
On who tweeted it out? Benji Sales. He tweeted out the top viewed trailers, and number one was this game. This had the most views, like 4.76 million right after
monstrous
the show.
It's because kids treat YouTube like crack. That's exactly why. It's all children.
After, and then, anyway, moving on. Lightyear Frontier. I thought the aesthetic to this game was pretty cool. This is a chill open world farming adventure. All right, moving on. Thank God it's in Game Pass. Maybe we'll check it out. Gunfire Reborn. I remember some people were talking about this. This is a first-person roguelite action game featuring 4-player co-op. The shooter aims to use ability-based mechanics for a replayable game in a cel-shaded world. I'm not going to lie, you guys, I don't remember seeing this. So moving on. Gunfire Reborn. Next one, though. This one looked very cool. Jose is and Bacon all have their hands raised. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. So, Bacon, you talk to me first, and then Jose, tell me why you're excited about this Metrovania title, narratively set in 1925.
When it started with the first part of this trailer and the old car and all that, I'm like, oh, what do we got here? Then the gameplay started. This is the game that caught my eye, even probably over Starfield. I absolutely love this kind of game. It is up there. It looks like it. The art style, I love platformers. I love Metroidvania, roguelites, all of it. It is going to hit. I just pray there's a decent story and everything works out. This bad boy flat caught my attention.
And Jose, what did you?
I don't have a lot to add because I echo everything Bacon just said because I fully agree. But the fact that it's like in the Lovecraftian setting, because that's the 1920 piece of it with like Cthulhu and stuff, I was sold immediately. Like this looks super rad, and hopefully not a super long game. Like an 8 to 10 hour banger would be awesome because that'll probably be the perfect kind of length for it. But again, it's just one of those, and I keep saying it over and over. I love that this stuff is on Game Pass because like, would I buy it if it was like $40 on its own? Or even 30 or 25, I don't know, but the fact that it's there, I will definitely play it. And for the people that made the game who clearly put like the love into it, I'm super happy to see what their artwork is for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to play this as well. This was one of the standouts for me too. The next game was As Dusk Falls, and I gotta say, I want to hear. Does anyone have anything to say about this? I appreciate the art style, but I it's got a lot of time, and I'm just trying to figure out why exactly. But Bogus, tell me what stood out to you about As Dusk Falls? The story, maybe?
No, I was gonna say the same thing as you, but I think what it is I just don't think there's too many of us in this group, maybe none of us, who love these walk simulators. You know, there's just that's what this looks like to me, is just a drama you're gonna walk through. There might be some cool, like Firewatch. You know, Dan, did you play Firewatch? That was a game that I played, and it just I got through it, but when I was done with it, I thought, these types of games, because it was beautiful, it was a cool game, and the story kind of kept my attention. But I'm all about gameplay and action games, and so that was going to be my question: is why did this game get so much coverage? A lot of people talked about it. I know Mr. Matty Plays loves these types of games. He talked it up. He's very excited. So it's got a place. Will I play it? Probably not.
Yeah, I know. I've heard a lot of people talk it up. I think Greg Miller was all about this, kind of funny. He's all about these. I used to love the walking simulators, but now I'm just like, guys, I gotta play. I limited time. I gotta have something that I'm actually playing and enjoying, and that's why I love The Walking Dead. But after that, and I got really into those Telltale games, but now I'm just like, I don't know. And anybody else have anything to say about this? All right, moving on. Naraka Blade Point. Wow, two people immediately wanted to talk about this. This is an action adventure battle royale set to be released this year. I guess it's big. I think in other countries, I remember them saying, or I read about or something. Bogus, tell me why. I'm surprised. You're
Yeah,
excited
I'm
about this?
stoked. This is one I got excited about, and because I saw this gameplay, I don't know, in October, I think is when it came out, and I saw it on YouTube and thought, man, why can't I play that? Oh, because of course it's PC. So when I saw this, I was stoked because I've gotten into the Fortnite Battle Royale thing and playing with my daughter, and so it looks like it takes all the things I love. Melee, ninjas, climbing on trees, grappling, and kind of puts it all into one battle royale. So I'm stoked. I'm very, very excited to play this. I don't know about you, Bacon, but I got real excited when I saw it.
Tell me why you're pumped.
I see this trailer and I'm thinking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Freaking Dragon, one of the great movies. Just the combat and the way that the female warrior in the all white and her slash and her I don't know how it's going to be executed. I don't know if there's going to be OP classes or meta chasers that find a certain way to do things, but for what it looks like, a melee battle royale, yes please. I absolutely love the aesthetic. It looked incredible. It absolutely. I pray this thing hits because my eyes perked out saucers. I'm like, what? I didn't even know this was on PC. This is the first I'd seen of this game, and it was absolute fire.
Next up was Pentiment. Technically, my only almost it should have been a correct prediction. A new IP from Obsidian, a 16th century narrative adventure set in Bavaria. This is supposed to release sometime this year. Nobody's raising their hand. I will try this because I think the director or writer is Josh Sawyer. Am I right on that, Bacon?
Yeah, it's Josh Sawyer's love child, his
American.
own
I'm looking
passion
him up right
project.
now. What did he write? I'm guessing Fallout New Vegas. Yep. So Neverwinter Nights, Pillars of Eternity. See, these are games I haven't played besides New Vegas. So this, for a lot of people, was a game that they were expecting more of. But this is a small team. It's along those kind of like a walking simulator with a little bit of interaction and platforming, maybe. Bacon. I'm gonna try it, but I guess nobody else wants to talk about it, so we'll move on. Grounded 1.0 official release. This is what I've been waiting for, guys. This is one that I'm excited to play. I've specifically been holding off on trying this on Game Pass because I was waiting for the official release. With this happening in September, you can count on me to be Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and play Grounded finally, because I've been waiting for a long time to try it. Cannot wait. Jose, when are we going into the backyard?
I don't know, but that's exactly what I was going to say, man. Is that when this came out, I think it was last conference came out, I was like, that looks awesome. But they were like, it's only a
Dude, this
beta,
has
and
been out for
everybody
like
was,
years, right?
but
Bacon,
everybody
like
that
it.
played it said like the bummer is you could really only play like half of the first level, and you can't level anything up. And so I was like, nope, I'm just gonna wait, because again, we have plenty of other stuff to play, so I wasn't worried. But now that they said it's the full release, I thought it looked awesome. Like I loved Honey, I Shrunk the Kids as a kid. Like I didn't want to be Rick Moranis. I don't know who wants to be Rick Moranis, but I thought it looked awesome. I'm super pumped to play it in September. I mean, again, that's gonna be a hard time of year to do it, but yeah, we should definitely jump in, man. That'll be a perfect time where I'll already finish the battle pass for Halo, right? So I got clear multiplayer time right there, so it'll be good.
All right, next game, Airban Shadow Legacy, is a cyber stealth platformer set in a dystopian future. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I don't remember this, but if it's a platformer, I'm all in, and I'll try this on Game Pass. Nobody else needs to say anything. Next big game, and this is a huge win.
I was just gonna say I
Oh,
probably will play this one because
okay.
it did catch my eye, and
Yeah.
I think it looks good.
Actually, no, looking at the art style, I do remember this. This stood out to me as well, Boggs. We're on the same page. I will definitely be playing this game. But the next one, cannot wait. I thought this looked fantastic and much improved. Diablo 4. Who wants to go first? I cannot wait to go looting and go through the dungeons and fall asleep while I'm playing. Bacon, let's start with you, and then Jose, and then Bogus.
Yeah, I thought that trailer was absolute fire again. My favorite thing is post conference that come out that they said it is a full price game. Any microtransactions are going to be solely cosmetic. Diablo is crazy popular. My best friend is out of his mind right now for this game. He's got way too many hours in the mobile game right now. So again, with Blizzard and their monetization scheme, everything's got me concerned. But it sounds like this thing is just going to be a standard full price title, and most likely will be in Game Pass if the acquisition goes through. So, not like an uber nerd fan of Diablo, but I do enjoy the games, and so this will be a definite play.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Bacon. I never played any of the Diablos until 3, and I loved 3, and I thought it was really cool. So I feel like this looks like it takes it to another level. So Jose, give me your thoughts, and then we'll pass it on to Bogus.
I echo a lot of what Bacon just said. The only thing I want to add that I just noticed from the trailer, I mean, the Necromancer was cool. I don't know if that'll be the class I play, but I noticed, I don't know if you guys did, that the camera seemed a lot closer to your character. Like, I feel like in Diablo 3, you were a lot further away. You could see a lot more of like the earth
Agreed.
around you. But I actually kind of really liked that it was closer, just because it would force you to be more efficient and like specific with your weapons and your spells and that kind of stuff. I thought that was a really cool touch, and of course it looked absolutely just freaking gorgeous. And so I'm definitely excited to play. Bogus, what do you got, man?
So as somebody who has not played a Diablo game yet, and I'm seriously considering
What?
buying Diablo 3 and playing it. Can you believe that I've not played a Diablo game? And
Yeah,
so
Cutscenes in
and
Diablo
it's fun to
are
play, and Bogus would love
Yeah.
playing it. Yes, Bogus, definitely. If it's on sale
Yeah.
or $20 right now, whatever, buy it. It's worth it.
Yeah, and I probably will, but very excited to if something comes up and that one just doesn't make it, I will definitely be entering Diablo 4 because it did look amazing, and very very excited.
Yeah, I'm shocked. August, yeah, definitely worth your time. Next game, or was another update. Sea of Thieves Season 7. Guys, I really want to love Sea of Thieves. And I'm not gonna lie, I downloaded it and I boot it up every night just because it is so beautiful. I still think it's one of the best looking games ever. This update, I thought it was funny how you can name your own ship. And what was the name, Jose? Like Booty
Booty
McBoot.
McBootface.
Big fantastic. You can customize everything now, more updates. My problem is it's just Bacon, you said you have to be with friends. I want to play it by myself. I want to have my own pirate
Yeah, it's
adventure. You know, I want to.
if
I tried the pirates. I did the first chapter, I believe, and it was fun. I played with Snelling and Nico, and we had fun. But it's like almost a little too basic with
right.
its combat, and but the aesthetic and the world and exploring is so cool. Like it's such a great
Yeah.
base. But I will say, this is where I'm seeing that vertical banding, you guys. The bigger the
The
OLED
the
you get, you guys, it's real. The vertical banding, my gosh, it's so bad in HDR games. Jose, raising your hand, talk to me. Talk to me.
I think Bacon had something to say, or Bogus
Okay,
first. I
sorry,
don't
go
cut
ahead,
them off.
Bacon.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you played the Pirates of the Caribbean parts of that story, they were really well done. It was nice to have a structure, something to do. This truly a sandbox game where you go out and find your own fun. That's the whole point of this game, is to go. But the best time I had was with me and my little brother drinking beer and underneath the ship, getting drunk and puking in each other's face. Had to have laughed like 40 straight minutes doing nothing but getting fake drunk and puking in each other's face. But it does look incredible. And so having story content or anything that's going to lead you down a path, I think the game really does need. So I haven't played it in a while, but that's it.
I echo a lot of the same things. I mean, I think this looked really cool. The features, if I was super into the game, I think I would love them. Like I think of Ben from the Handsome Phantom podcast. I'm sure he's pumped about a lot of this stuff. The one thing I just say, similar to Dan's Realm, is like I really want to play it, but I it's hard to play with friends. Like it's just the time that we get together is very little because we're just all playing different stuff at different times, and usually it's Halo or Modern Warfare. And the truth is, after um, watching Ben play this game, because I watched him on Twitch a couple times, he's incredibly good at it. I just feel like I would join a game and get wrecked. Like it's just been out so long now, and the people that have really dove into it are just experts. And I would get in there and be like, all right, I'm going to try to shoot him dead. You know what I mean? Like it just that's the part that I think is hard with these kind of games if there really isn't that first person story mode. But
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. Anyone that loves it
Yeah.
and that wants this, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, and I think I saw that they've had 30 million players, and I saw somebody, it might have been Benji or Nibel over on Twitter. Like was it's still in the top 10 on Steam for sellers like last month or last 2 weeks or something like that. So it's selling like crazy, and people love it. But I've just yet to see why people love it so much. But I'm gonna try really hard to give it more time. So next game, Ravenlock. Ravenlock is a third-person action adventure game. Is an RPG that lets players take control of a young girl with a mystical fantasy world inspired by Alice in Wonderland. Anybody have anything to say on this? Nope. Looking at the artwork, I might give it a try. Game Pass. Thank you for Game Pass. But the next one, Cocoon. What a great name. I thought this trailer was awesome. It's an ambitious puzzle adventure game. And the lead, oh, I didn't know this. Wow. Definitely playing Camp Cocoon from the lead gameplay designer for both Inside and Limbo, two absolutely must play games. If any of you guys have not played Inside or Limbo, go play them now. XRT, worth your time immediately. Nobody else
Yeah,
is raising their hand.
Inside's leaving, so hurry
Well,
up.
it's worth the 20
Insides are
bucks.
just
Buy Inside, buy Limbo. I'm shocked. Nobody wants to talk about this. I thought Cocoon looked great. Wow. You heard it here first, guys. Pregnant pause. Nobody wants to talk about Cocoon. Padre, what were you going to say?
I would say it looks cool. I don't have a lot to say about it, but it looks cool, man. Yeah.
All right. Moving on, and I'm going to go straight to Bogus for this one. I know he's raising his hand. This looks awesome. Wulong Fallen Dynasty. This is a dark fantasy action game set in feudal China, featuring comprehensive melee combat developed by Team Ninja. And I'm pretty sure it's like the lead gameplay designer from Bloodborne on this one too, Bogus. I know this is your next
Very
obsession.
excited. Yeah, this
Wulong,
is the one that's probably number one on my list. Again, take Starfield out of the equation. This is it. I love Team Ninja. Everything they've done. They've done some games that have only been on PlayStation, and it just hurts my soul. But Ninja Gaiden. I don't know how you say it, but I played Ninja Gaiden 2, and that actually just came to Game Pass, and so I downloaded it. Now, and just funny quick story. I was playing it, and my daughter, my 10-year-old, walks in. She's like, "Oh, this game looks really cool. Can I play it?" So I let her start playing it because I thought for some reason in my head I remember that being a teen-rated game. And then a guy walks in and starts dropping all these cuss words. I'm like, oh, sorry, you're not playing that. You're not quite ready. And sure enough, I go look and it's already mature. But anyway, I love Ninja Gaiden. I think that to me is the original Souls game before there was such a thing as Souls. Ninja Gaiden is actually where it started because when you die, there were so many things that Souls kind of took from there, and they made it better, of course. But yeah, very excited. I think that this will be a Souls-like and contend with some of the games. It looks awesome.
August, what's your over-under for hours played on Wolong? What do you think it's going to be? Let's call it right now.
Probably about 100 hours. I mean,
100.
I know
Over 100.
Yeah, probably 100. Let's just put it there. I'll probably have a couple playthroughs on it if it lives up to hype.
Anybody else want to talk about this?
Yeah, all you got to say is Team Freaking Ninja. The pedigree's there. It's going to be awesome. It's a fantastic setting. Definitely up there with my most hype game as well. Yeah. I'm gonna just shadow everything the Bogus just said because that looks fire. Let's go.
And then the next one, and guys, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think this day would come, and this was one of my other predictions that I considered doing, and obviously I picked the wrong one with stupid Final Fantasy is dead to me, by the way. Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 are finally coming to Xbox and Xbox Game Pass. And I'm pretty sure it starts with Persona 5. This is a huge deal. We're getting Atlas games finally, the landmark JRPGs on an Xbox console. I tried and I got pretty far into Persona 4 Golden on my PS Vita during Bros Bash 2014, Bogus. Maybe I'll finally be able to beat it. I see the draw to it, but then there are other times where I'm like, why am I going to school? Why am I doing jobs? If you haven't played Persona, it's like you literally imitate life and go through like a normal day. Then you have adventures later and go into dungeons. I know a lot of people are freaking out, and rightfully so. This is a huge, big, awesome deal for Xbox players. Bogus, talk to me about Persona.
I was just going to mention, I remember you playing Persona on Bros Bash on your little PS Vita. I'm not excited. I'm not excited to play this only because I just don't do turn-based very often. But maybe I'll try it. People love Persona. What I'm excited for is JRPGs representing on Game Pass. I know that there are so many people out there. Again, Mr. Matty comes to mind among them all who love JRPGs and have been talking, and it's been trending on Twitter. Get JPRGs into Game Pass. Microsoft needs to start developing some of these relationships with Japanese game makers, and you can see that was an emphasis at this game show. And I think that actually is probably something, as I'm thinking about it right now, that they didn't get enough credit for. Obviously, among Xbox people, they did, but against critics didn't say anything about the fact that they have gone above and beyond and really teamed up with some big Japanese game makers. And I think that that's going to pay dividends in the future. And that's what makes me excited about this.
Yeah, no, great point with this and the Wulong. Excellent point about getting the Asian developers on there. And also, Mr. Matty Plays better buy all of these Bogus and play them because he often doesn't buy them on Xbox when they are available because he goes for trophies and he's, he needs to not contradict himself and support this on Xbox. So, as a big time fan, I'm sure you watch his videos. Padre, real quick, and then Bacon, close off with your thoughts on Persona.
I was just gonna say I've never played these, but I've heard big things. My students love them, and I do actually like turn-based stuff. So I will definitely I'll check out at
Yeah,
least one of them. We'll probably
yeah.
start with
I
Persona
will.
5 and go
Yeah,
from
do
there.
5. I hear 5
But
like improves from 4.
I just want to say, echoing what Baga said, if you think about it in the lineage of the actual event itself, this was one of the last couple of big things they did before the show ended. So they were emphasizing it. I can't say it enough as well that I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like Xbox listens. And Phil Spencer listens to what people are saying, and he's like, okay, let's do that next. Like, that's incredible. And in contrast to what we hear a lot about Sony just being like, nope, they're stuck in their ways and this is what they do. I think they are changing, for the record, because we can see some of that with Play Pass and some of the stuff they're doing there. But man, I feel real happy about the stuff we've seen. Bacon, finish this up, bud.
I was just going to interject, sorry, real quick, that Phil Spencer, you mentioned him. He had this like smile on his face. It was almost like he knew, hey, this is to answer all you critics or all you people who have been talking about us. I mean, he just had this smile on his face when he made this announcement, and he came on specifically to make this announcement.
That point, yeah.
I think that means something.
Yeah. Great point, Bogus. Great point. Bacon.
So you gotta ask yourself, how in the heck are we getting this before the Switch? Like, that's when you think about that in the grand scheme of things.
I think they're all coming.
It might be a simultaneous release. I haven't looked into it,
it's coming to Game
but
Pass.
when they announced it, console, but I could have played this on PS5 because it was part of the collection, the Persona 5 Royal, and I never did. Not sure how much it's more.
Yeah,
for
I don't
me
think it's gonna be
being a
for you.
as being an X-bot, as I've been called, and I've been called a pony in the last week by a certain someone. It's a huge get when it comes down to the Xbox's goal to expand and get our reach in Japan. This is how you get it. You put these games on. This is continue to sell consoles in Japan, a place where Sony appears that they're abandoning for some reason. So I guess we swoop in. I'll try them. Not sure I'll like them, but I will try them. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely worth trying, but I don't know. But it's a big deal nonetheless. And then we've had a lot of awesome. This is where the show really for me was pretty dang sweet, was, the Cocoon, the Wulong, Persona is a big deal. And then everybody's favorite video game mastermind, Hideo Kojima, and his unnamed Xbox title. Literally, they just had good old Hideo come on and say, I'm working with Xbox. And that's about it. Big deal.
But for real, Dan, what's the release date? Put a year on it. What you think the year is on this game?
2027.
No, I think it's sooner.
I'm going 25.
I'm going to go 25 or less, under 25. Nonetheless, I think this is a big deal. It's awesome. I mean, he did. I don't have the hoodie behind me. He did, we are one of his productions. XRT is a Hideo Kojima production. He's Hideo. Everyone loves him. It's a big deal. People are losing their minds over this. People often forget, though. I remember at the first Xbox One conference back in E3 or whatever, he was on the stage for Microsoft for Metal Gear Solid 5. But it's cool to see him doing his own thing. I'm interested what this cloud game is going to be, but I don't know. Whatever. Hideo, lead us to glory, my friend. And Bacon closes off on the Hideo Kojima talk.
Oh, my 1 point in my prediction that came across. I'm going probably 2020. I guess it depends how much time and resources he's putting into Death Stranding 2 as opposed to it putting into this. If he's serious about getting it out. We didn't get much from this. He's working with Xbox, and it caused some real anger and vitriol on Twitter, my favorite place in the world. But it is huge. It's a huge get. It's, again, trying to get more into the Japanese market, and that's exactly what it's for. And it's just a little burn to the Sony guys, and Phil knows what he's doing.
I don't even think it's that big of a burn, though. Like, he's been on other platforms, but yes, traditionally he has been on PlayStation, but all of his other games are on Xbox except for Death Stranding, right? And maybe 2 is, 3 is, not 4. 5 is, like, probably half of them, but big deal nonetheless. But let's get to the closing the show. Capping it off was Starfield. And I got to say right away, this game looks ambitious. This game looks incredible. and all the hate that I've seen it getting online is totally unjustified. And I'm going to look up a tweet here that said it best, but to me, I cannot wait to play Starfield. My only concern, and we'll talk a lot about this, I'm sure, is it's very ambitious, but if it can hit on these ideas, and if it just works, it doesn't have to be phenomenal in all these different the flying, the customization, the building, but if we're talking Fallout Skyrim in space, I am all aboard. And this is going to be incredible. I love the facial animations. I think the game looked way better than people thought. I think a lot of people were hating on it because they're watching that original 1080p stream. Watch it in 4K, the 4K version. It looks a lot better. Still needs a little work with the frame rate, but whatever, if this launches in a decent, not even decent, a good state and much better than what previous Bethesda game launching have traditionally launched in, I think this game is going to be massive. It's going to be huge. Who wants to start on the Starfield? Well, Padre, you raise your hand first. Talk to me about Starfield.
I was super pumped, man. Yeah, I've seen all the hate online too from people. I mean, for those that are listening that don't follow this stuff on social media, as far as I know, the two big things that people are complaining about are they thought the gameplay looked like the fighting, looked a little bit stale. But all I kept saying to myself was like, this. They said in this reveal that this is early gameplay, like it's early game, and I was like, I like that they did that. I like that they're not giving it all their eggs away like right
and it
away.
looked
Like you have to
way
earn it.
better than any of the other shooting in all of their other games combined. Are you kidding me? Keep going.
So I didn't mind that at all. I mean, you only see him shoot a couple of pirates. That's like literally what they're called on the screen. But I thought that was fine. The other thing that a lot of people are complaining about, they're saying it looks like No Man's Sky, and I don't disagree with that inherently. But the other truth is like if you're in a ship in space, it's gonna look like that. If you have a third person view of a character in space, it's going to look like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. I get it, but I think people are looking for something to complain about because
I
they
gotta
like to
jump in right
complain.
there, Jose. Yeah, the whole comparing it to No Man's Sky is ridiculous. Just because it's in space and it's third person, and yes, I guess there's that mining thing. Okay, they made that was a mechanic in No Man's Sky. You can't do that in other games. It's like from now on, everything we play in
Mass
space is
Effect
going to
2,
be it's going to
mining
be
for the
compared
damn planets.
to No Man's Sky. And here's the other thing: there are lots of people, I would say, more people who haven't played No Man's Sky, and that looks completely new to me. I've never done anything like that in a game. I've never traveled from planet to planet. I haven't played No Man's Sky, so all of this looks new to me. The whole No Man's Sky thing is ridiculous, just because of that one scene where he mines something. That's about it. As far as I'm concerned. So sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
So just real quick to finish up, and I'll pass it over to you guys. I was pumped, man. Like I've wanted to see the gameplay forever. I mean, it's definitely been hyped almost to the point where it was like overhyped, but I was thrilled. And I get that there are probably things people are concerned about. I have my own concerns, but here's the reality. When you started Skyrim, when you started Fallout 4 or New Vegas or Fallout 3, it was real basic and almost borderline on boring. But that's what you have to do. You have to stick with it. You have to get your build out. You have to learn the land. You have to know that there are monsters that are too strong for you and don't go for them. Like I actually really liked really quickly in the trailer that there was like a monster and he pulled out his gun like he was going to shoot it, and then he said, wait, let's just see what's going to happen, and the monster didn't bother him. It was more like an animal. And I was like, that's cool because it's like a living environment. You have to be calculated. So I was really pumped, man. I'm still very excited for this. I'm bummed that it's so far out, but again, like I keep saying, I'd rather them do it right and make it well, and I'd be okay with that. So Bogus, go ahead, man. What do you got?
Yeah, the other critique that it's getting is there's concern about the procedural generation of planets, and is it just going to be too vanilla? But I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, how long have they been working on this game now? It's coming on 7 years, 8 years. I mean, it's
4. What was that? 2015.
yeah. It's people have put time in, and Bethesda makes good games. And you can say, well, Fallout 76. Well, Fallout 76, yeah, it's completely
that
different
wasn't
crowd.
mainline
This game,
Bethesda
that's
games
right.
too.
This game was made to be like Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout 3, Fallout 4. These are all amazing games. These are all games that I still go back to and play from time to time. You can already tell the mod crowd is gonna gonna love this game, and they're gonna do all sorts of games. Can you imagine with all these planets out there that now people can go, that were just good for mining, and now modders can go in and, you know, I don't know how that stuff works, but I would assume that they can just go crazy in this universe. That's what makes me excited. The gameplay looked amazing. You know, the haters are gonna hate, and again, who is it? It's the ponies. Let's be honest. I mean, and it's just there's people who cannot play it, and they're downplaying it to make them feel a little bit better because they don't want to buy it. But it's going to be on PC, and that's the thing. They can
And
play it,
streaming.
you know, and that's right. And cloud streaming, you can play it on your Samsung television. I mean, that is amazing. That is incredible. And so, I mean, this game is going to be good. I can't imagine it's not. And I even in my head, you know, when I first found out that it wasn't going to come out this year, thought that, you know, they're concerned about Elder Scrolls going up against Elder Scrolls Game of the Year, and so they're coming out next year. And I know that's not the case, but I mean, I'm excited. I think this game will absolutely be a Game of the Year contender, and I imagine it will win because.
Right,
Elden
Bogus?
Ring. What did I
Yeah.
say? Elder Scrolls? Yeah,
Yeah,
Elden
no,
Ring.
you're
Yeah,
right.
I said Elden
See,
Ring.
but here's the
So-
thing, though, Bogus. Next year's going to be so stacked. It's going to be crazy. So anyway, yeah, I
Yep,
cannot
you're
wait.
right.
I thought the lighting looked really good when he was in that little base. I thought the combat was super cool. They did the jump and they did like the boost, kind of like in Mass Effect, Bogus, where you do the dash. That was cool. I liked, again, I want to emphasize, I thought their facial animations looked so much better than any game, hands down. Sure, it's not as good as The Last of Us Part 2 or these other Sony games, Horizon, but those aren't the same games, and that this game is trying to do so much more in a different way. Like you have to give them credit with what they're doing. And I want to read
And
this quote. Go ahead, Bogus.
If they nail dogfighting in space, I mean that got me excited. I mean,
I don't think
it
it's
looks
going to be
slow
anything crazy.
and it's,
It'll be,
you know,
I
but
think it'll just be fun, but you're not going to be spending too much time like freaking Rogue One out there, or Rogue Squadron out there. I want to read this quote. And I think it's summed it up perfectly afterwards. And this is Andy Cortez after they ranked the game showcase, and he's on Kind of Funny. He said, "I usually don't care for Bethesda games, but I genuinely think Starfield looks amazing. If you thought it looked okay, I have no problem with that. But everyone's saying it looks bad. Played Skyrim and Fallout for 500 hours on their PlayStations. You can't convince me otherwise." Yeah, all these people are hating on it, and then everyone's going to spend hundreds of hours on it. I cannot wait to play this game, even if it doesn't even have to do the fight space, the flight combat, and the base building. I'm not the biggest fan of. Even if I only explore my one little first solar system and it gives me a compelling story and all the different factions, I'm gonna love this game. Like those are Bethesda games to me. So Bacon, give me your closing thoughts on Starfield.
So as you know, I'm not a Skyrim simp. I'm not a Bethesda
Oh my gosh, I
simp.
completely
But
forgot.
someone from sitting from the outside and seeing this, I absolutely love this game. It's going to be new. It's going to be graphics. It's when you think about a game that has over 200,000 lines of dialogue, and then they're saying you can complete in 30 to 40 hours. My only big fear here is it too ambitious with the procedural stuff like that. There's going to be stuff to do on each of these planets, but is it going to be worth your time to go to them? When in the trailer, when he shot that guy's jetpack and he shoots up in the air, I'm like, there we go. That's my jam. That's my joint. So I definitely, of course, it's their big game. I'm going to give it everything I have, and I am going to finish Skyrim. I promise, guys, I'm going to do it. It's on the list. But I'm crazy excited, and let's get this done.
Bacon, you haven't played Fallout either? So you're just
I've played Fallout 4 for 5, 6, 7 hours, something like that. I've not really ever been a huge RPG guy just because I'm such a dude bro shooter dude. And I'm actively trying to change my taste in game. And you've seen it, Wally. I'm trying really hard.
You play a lot of games. You
have.
try a lot of games.
You got through Elden Ring.
I love that game.
Thanks to
Stupid
DaddyDWALLY.
game.
I will say, if you can have the best shooting game, and the first Fallout game I actually played, I went back and played 3 and New Vegas. Dude, play Fallout 4 and stick with it, Bacon. Fallout 4 I think is super underrated. The gunplay is decent in that, the best out of all of them, hands down. And use the VATS. VATS is an awesome mechanic. I love VATS. So guys, I cannot wait for Starfield. Again, I think this conference was solid. I appreciate the next 12 months. We have a lot to play, and I'm kind of happy that some things got delayed because I've been doing some damage on my backlog. So let's get right into that, guys. What have we been playing? Let me go first very quickly. I beat Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I need to tell everyone about this. Don't play this game. It is not good. It is not worth your time. I tried to speed run the main campaign. We're talking, I didn't listen to dialogue. I was speed reading it. About halfway through, I just started skipping it because I didn't care what was going on in this world, just skipping it. The game took, and I built up my base a little bit. I got a few good armor pieces, didn't do any side quests unless it was necessary. I did all main stuff. Does anyone want to take a guess at how many hours I spent just to do that, just the way I played it? Somebody give me a guess.
55 hours.
You looked it up. 55 hours it took me to beat Assassin's Creed Valhalla. When I'm telling you, I was trying to speed through this game. It's not good. Go play Origins. Go play Odyssey. And that game was bloated. Don't play Valhalla. My gosh, it's just not a good game. But then I played a really fun, awesome game, Resident Evil 3 remake. I beat this in a span of like 3 or 4 nights, streamed it, had a great time streaming it. Jose even stopped by. Miso Pony was there. Spooky game. I'm trying to find this one clip. One of the hunters, Jose, in that dang hospital. Oh, he got me good, Jose.
I know, dude.
I love this game. Resident Evil, Bacon's playing RE2 right now. He's struggling over there. They had to put it down to assisted mode for him. And I don't blame him if you're not good with the ammo and getting headshots. But loved Resident Evil 3. 6 hours to beat it. My total playtime was like 8 hours because I did a few other achievements. And what I loved about it is also, I feel like every game, if you beat the main campaign and stick to the and just do some a few side stuff, you should get 500 Chivos, and that's basically what I got on it. Loved Resident Evil, a game that respected my time. I can see why some people might not like it because it was so different from 3. I don't remember 3 very much from playing it on PS1, but I did play it and beat it. So shout out to Resident Evil 3. Can't wait to jump into Resident Evil 8. Maybe not next. My heart needs a little break from some of those tense moments. And that dang nemesis, he just wouldn't stop hunting me down. And then what was the last one? Oh, I started Trek to Yomi. And I gotta say, I'm really digging this game, you guys. I did the first chapter. This is like what I wanted almost Ghost to be a little bit, just a simple, samurai game that's not too crazy and too open world. I love how linear it is. It's a very cool art style. Really, really digging Trek to Yomi. I'm so glad I started that. And that's kind of like what I'm playing in bits and pieces. I think I'm going to start Cyberpunk next. Bogus, what have you been playing?
So still working on game 7 of Elden Ring, but I kind of am just playing it like 30 minutes at a time, when I just need a break from the other games I'm playing. So it has kind of finally starting to get pushed back to the back burner. Started NBA 2K 22. My career.
Bogus, are you buying those packs again, man? Do I need to step in with your gambling?
Nope. I'm not playing online. Don't worry. I'm not doing the whatever their Ultimate Team version is. So just playing my player. And I just literally I've probably played 5 games or whatever. But man, it's a lot harder to make jump shots in 22 than I remember when I played 20. So it's a lot of driving and passing. And so I got to keep playing and level up my character. I think it's all about badges. You got to get those badges, and then you can start sinking the shots.
Are you point guard, Bogus? Are you point guard?
So I started as a point guard, but I'm thinking about starting. I want to play through as a power forward because it's just too hard to make jump shots. You have to be so good on that timing.
Bogus, I just want to let you know, I forgot to tell you, we won our spring league on Wednesdays at Good Team last season.
Congrats,
yet
man.
Again. I got the t-shirt. It's actually long sleeve with the little hoodie t-shirt. Love it. I'll have to wear it.
I just told Christina the other night that I need to play something, but I want to freaking play something, maybe some basketball. I even thought about playing some inline hockey because I played inline hockey years ago. But anyway, I need to do something because I need to get in shape and enjoy doing it. And then I've been playing. I actually started Trek to Yomi as well. And I will tell you that, the gameplay is probably, it leaves a little bit to be desired. And maybe it gets a little deeper, but
are you playing on the hardest difficulty?
No, but maybe that's what I need
Do
to do
that.
is ramp up the
That's what I
difficulty,
did.
and then I'll enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah, do that.
So maybe that's what I'll do is start a playthrough on the hardest, because I barely got through, I think, maybe the first chapter. And then I started Guardians of the Galaxy. And so I'm actually it's a different game. It's very narrative driven, and I've already said I don't generally love narrative driven games, but I do enjoy the banter. I know you didn't like it, DWALLY, but I'm enjoying it enough that I'll probably keep playing it. But I don't play it for 5-6 hours at a time. It's like, I play for about 2 hours, and that's what I'm finding is my ADD is starting to kick in, and I kind of am playing an hour of this game and an hour of that game, and I'm not engrossed in anything right now. So and that's fine. I'm actually, so next up is I'm going to borrow my buddy's PS4 again. I'm going to play Miles Morales, and then I'm going to play Bloodborne, and then Neo. I don't know if you ever heard of these Neo games, but they're the Souls-like games. So I'm going to play through the Neo games, and that's kind of what I'm going to try to knock out this summer, is knock out some of those PlayStation games.
Chipotle Bear, what about you?
So I'm like 25 hours into Cyberpunk, and still enjoying it, but I kind of have moved away from doing some of the side stuff where I just realized again there's a lot of stuff I want to play, and so I'm kind of going towards the main mission stuff. But it's compelling. Like it's a cool story. I enjoy the story. I actually really like my character a lot, and have enjoyed that aspect as well. So I definitely recommend it. I think you'll like it, Dan. You'll probably finish it faster than I am, just because you always do that. Because I don't think you sleep ever. But I've enjoyed that a lot. Other than that, we've been actually watching a lot of TV, so I don't have a lot of game time up. But the one thing I did start today, and I freaking loved it, was Shredder's Revenge. It came out today on Game Pass, the Ninja Turtle game. And dude, the only complaint I have is that I want to play it with other people, because it really truly feels like Turtles in Time. I'll have to play with Bacon a little bit. Dude, it is just so nostalgic, and like it's the same thing where like when the bosses get close to the end of their life, they start blinking red. And I mean, just like
Yeah,
this
I can't wait to
team,
play.
they hit it on the head, dude. Like it was a perfect game. And a new mechanic that I really like, and I'm sure Bacon will talk more about it too, is there's do you remember in Super Mario 3 how like you'd finish level 1 and then there were like paths you could take between, like you could choose between level 3 and 4, and there was like this hidden thing over here? It has that in the game too. So you can like go back and replay levels. Every level has challenges and like hidden collectibles. I mean, dude, it's a banger. It's a banger of a game for sure. So that's what I've been playing a little bit. I'm sure I'll be playing a lot more of that. And then Halo, of
we'll have
course,
to
here
play
and
it for
there.
sure. I mean, we
Yeah.
got 6 people. Gotta get a Casey Jones and April in there. So
Oh, it's
anything
Master
else,
Splinter.
Oh,
And
you can't
and
play. You
I
can
don't think
play as
Casey
April,
Jones is
can
a
you?
playable character, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, maybe I missed him. All right. Anyway, Bacon, what do you got, bud?
So I did start Resident Evil 2. I will give you guys props. The game is fantastic. Why don't these damn zombies die? I shoot them in the face 17 times. I go to pick something up and I turn around, the guy that I just shot in the face 17 times is up and walking again. If they would just allow us to kill the zombies, it would be great. But I'm through the parking garage and I'm down in the jail. I have no idea where Claire is. She just disappeared for a long time. Not sure what she's doing on the outside. But I did get the next gen patch like right as I started playing, so I can actively compare them, and I think it looks fantastic. And kudos to Capcom for giving that away free.
Bacon, I gotta say on the patch, I did try it as well on 3. Dude, I don't think ray tracing is this big
It's
game
not.
changer
It's just
as everyone makes it out to be. And I noticed the graphics kind of looked worse to me. It like drops down. It's not 4K.
It muddies it a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely muddies it.
It does.
Like, I'm not playing it.
There's just not enough. There's not enough ray tracing compute units in the consoles to make it worth our while. So I'm just choosing to play it in the 4K 60 mode. I'm gonna finish the game. I keep getting told I need to go through Claire's story too, but of course, Ninja Turtles is going to take over my life. That's going to be my next 1,000 out of 1,000. But I did get called a pony this week by somebody because I was going back and forth on subscribing to Play Pass. I did actually subscribe to it. I actively am playing Returnal, which is absolutely freaking an amazing game. Returnal is fire. It plays like Destiny. It's smooth. The gunplay, the maneuvering, and then the other one I wanted to get was R-Type. If you're a fan of the old arcades and the old arcade cabinets of playing R-Type. It's that kind of a game, simple. It's going to take over my life. So I did not want to be a hypocrite. I've been calling for Play Pass for a long time, compete with Game Pass. So it'd be hypocritical of me if I did not try it. And I tried it, and there's at least $400 worth of games I'm going to play in there. So don't at me over there, Wally, because I know you want to. But if you get a chance, Returnal. I still don't know what's going on in that game, but the gameplay loop is so satisfying. It is absolutely phenomenal game. That's what I've been playing.
Very nice. I'll forgive you, Bacon, even though you could have just bought that down the road for $10. Guys, let's close the show like we always do with the best food we had this week. And I will go first very quickly. Tonight, Allie made a delicious chicken casserole, and it was phenomenal. She tried out this recipe, and I forgot the specific name of it, but shout out Allie, loved it tonight. It had bacon in it, green onions, chicken, and some sort of bread crust. Phenomenal. And I usually am not a big chicken casserole kind of person. Loved it. But I also got to give a huge shout out. And this might have been a week before, but I didn't mention it because I had the breakfast burritos. When I got the breakfast burritos, Allie wanted Chinese food. And I told her, I'm like, Allie, just order some New Peking Chinese. Jose, have you had New Peking? Right there off
No.
of Allen. Oh,
I got better
Anyway.
Chinese. Don't worry about it.
No, this place is phenomenal. She loved it. She's like, nothing can be as good as Hunan Dynasty out in Bellevue and Kipling. No, she loved it. The sesame seed chicken, phenomenal takeout. It's right off of Alameda, right across from where the old McDonald's was, Jose, right across from Burrito Express.
By Asia
New
Cafe
Peking.
over there?
Yes,
Where Asia Cafe
it was
used to
across
be?
the street. And it's, dude, I remember that New Peking was there when we moved here in 1991.
Oh, yeah. They have good egg drop soup there. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And it's right next to the liquor store. Phenomenal.
Mhm.
So shout out to New Peking. Bogus, what was the best food you had this week?
So mine's quick too. Sunday. So I told you guys I didn't really have a chance to watch a lot of that showcase live. I just saw bits and pieces. The reason is because we're going out of town this week, and so we're not going to all be together for Father's Day. My parents and my wife's parents, and so we had them all over, celebrated Father's Day. I'm going to toot my own horn. Cooked ribeyes. And I have perfected the ribeye. I think salt and pepper, brine it in salt and pepper, lots of salt and pepper, and then I sear it 2.5 minutes on a side, 2.5 minutes. I even get the crisscross, like it looks like restaurant grade. I've now learned to use a thermometer internal, so to get it exactly where I want, so it's not over or undercooked, which for me is a medium, right at 145 degrees. And then once you pull it off, stick some tinfoil, and you put a little butter on top, and then put tinfoil over it, let it sit for 10 more minutes. And it was dynamite. So yeah, cooked. They were, those thick ribeyes, not cheap. I think 3 ribeyes were $60 because they were like 15 ounces. They were big ones. And so 4 of us split 3 of them. They were amazing. So yeah.
Shout out to Bogus and his ribeyes. I'm getting jealous over there. Bacon, what was the best food you had this week?
Was it yesterday? The wife smoked up some on the Traeger, a couple steaks, made some mushrooms and some asparagus. And I always add corn to every meat plate I have, so it was pretty heavy on the veggies, but it was pretty solid. And today I had some really bad KFC because my trainee didn't pack his lunch. It made me take him to KFC. Wasn't very good, but
you didn't get the fried.
You didn't get the spicy chicken sandwich.
Yeah, that's the only thing you need to get there.
I got a 3-piece crispy meal with some mashed potatoes.
Bad decision.
I like KFC's chicken, Bacon. I like it. Whatever. Don't listen.
I think
to
it was poor service more than anything. But yeah, so
dang COVID set.
Life of a diabetic.
And Jose, close us off. What was the best food you had this week?
Well, real quick, I got to tell you need to take Allie to Imperial Dragon on like Sheridan and Mississippi.
No, too far. That's way
okay.
Too far.
Well, if you want good Chinese food, that's where you can get it. In the hood.
New Peking.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
So actually 2 things. I just wanted to also mention that tonight we had Domino's Pizza for the first time in years. And it was pretty good. I got to give it to Dan. That's his favorite takeout place. It was really good. We had One of my wife's college friends came over. We hadn't seen them in a long time, and so we ordered Domino's pizza. We got I just like the classic pepperoni, but we also got a feta spinach that was actually really good. Like that's really
That's
not
what
the kind
Allie
of pizza
gets.
that I would ever
Yeah,
order.
that's what Allie gets.
but
Did you
it's-
get the pans? All pans, right?
Well, that's what the ones I ate. My wife gets a veggie thin crust. That's what she likes to eat. But
Ooh.
it was good, man. I got to give it to you. But the best thing I had this week, what the thing I actually wrote down was the green chili Philly from the Taste of Philly, which is over by Southwest
Sounds
Plaza.
fantastic.
It's a Philly cheesesteak, but with green
Oh
chili
my
in it, dude.
gosh.
And it is a banger. 12 inches.
You told me about this place. I need to go
That's
there.
what she said.
Yep.
It just is really, really delightful, man. So if you're ever over by Southwest Plaza, check it out. Taste of Philly. Absolutely worth your money and your time.
Guys, this has been Xbox Record This, episode 59. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed our reactions to the showcase. We cut a few news stories there, but we'll get to them next week. My name is DaddyDWALLY, aka Triple Threat. And you can find me at DaddyDWALLY on all social media. You can also follow the show at Xbox Record This on all social media. Please write us in. Claire, where were you this week? Sarah, I'm going to need you to write in. Talk to me. Talk to us about the FanFest. Please write in. Bogus, where can people find you?
In a dark corner socially.
All right, Bacon, where can people find you?
You can find me Xbacon Gaming, YouTube, Twitter. And that's all I use. All one word, Xbacon Gaming with an N.
Yeah, keep off those Twitter streets there, Bacon. And Padre, where can people find you?
You can find me at Chipotle_bear on Twitter or Chipotle Bear on Instagram. I got one new follower today. So, things are looking up.
You dog. Well, I need to go watch Top Gun for the 4th time. So as always, pilots, see you online.
See you online.
See you online.
See you online.
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Jose, next time I need you to have you're going to see some serious shit when this thing gets up to 88 miles an hour.
I got to save it for a good show.
Xbox Record This is a podcast created by Daniel Walenzik. You can follow him at DaddyDWALLY on all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_bear on Twitter. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoyN7. You can follow the show at Xbox Record This on all social media. If you'd like to find out more about the show, visit xboxrecordthis.com.